Welcome back to the Frills Daily Show with our sick picks of the week. And to start this week off, we have the Browns versus the Steelers to start it off. And I think that the Browns had a very bad week last week, losing a horrible game to Joe Flacco and the Jets. But this week, Myles Garrett will put some pressure on Trubisky, and the Browns will come out with the win. And that brings us to the Bills and the Dolphins. And although the Dolphins looked really good last week with 6 touchdowns for Tua, I just don't think that they're going to have enough this week. The Bills have started off the season really hot, and I believe that they are going to come out with a win. It's going to be a tight game, maybe even a high-scoring game, but Bills by 3. And speaking of Jets, we have the Cincinnati Bengals against the Jets. And although the Jets pulled off an amazing last-minute comeback win, I think that Cincinnati Bengals are finally going to get their first win and start on the upside. Even though they're still having issues with the offensive line, they are going to win this game by 7. And now we have the Titans and the Raiders. Now, the Raiders have been struggling lately. They lost after being up by 20 at half, and I think they're still going to continue to struggle a little bit going into week 3 against the Titans. The Titans have also not been playing their best ball. However, I think they're going to come out with the win. Henry's going to bring the game and make it at least a 7-point win. So, how about those New Orleans Saints and Carolina Panthers there, Sean F. Smith?
Yeah, thank you, Frills Daily. The Saints and the Panthers, a division game in the NFC South. Matt Rule might be in for some trouble. If he loses this game, they're going to start out 0-3. That's not good for that team. And Baker has looked pretty decent, and so has CMC running the ball. But the team overall is not doing enough to win, but they're not losing by much. But I'm going to go with the Saints with this one. They got the better team and the better coaching staff, and that's what's going to happen. Then you got the Ravens and the Pats. The Ravens really went to sleep in the fourth quarter versus the Dolphins, but I think they're going to have a bounce-back win after going completely flat in that fourth quarter. It's not going to happen against the Pats. Plus, the Pats don't have the offense to do it, and there's no Tua standing over there on the sidelines for the New England Patriots. So it's definitely going to be a Ravens win. Which takes us to the Battle of the Birds. Mariota has been playing well enough to win, but the Falcons did let the Rams come back from a big deficit, and they've lost their 2 games for a combined 5 points. So I hope Mariota can play well enough to win, but the Falcons may end up 0-3, which isn't good for Marcus Mariota or for Arthur Smith in his second year as the head coach. This is a really tough one for me to pick, but I'm going to have to go with the Falcons on the road. They're going to win this one. And then the Green Bay Packers versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Are you kidding me? Damn! It's going to be a battle of the kickers with very few TDs. I'm guessing like 22-16. And I'm going to have to go with the Bucs are going to win this one. So, what do you think about Philly versus Washington, Frills Daily?
Right, so we have the Eagles and the Commanders. The Commanders are looking really good right now, and they're definitely competing, but I think the Eagles are better and probably going to win this division if the Commanders don't start improving a little bit more, both offensively and defensively. But for week 3, the Eagles are going to pull this one off by 14. Which brings us to the Vikings and the Lions. Now, the Lions have been playing with a lot of heart. They've been definitely competing, but the Vikings have a little bit more to prove right now, and the Vikings are going to pull this one off by 3. And then we have the Chiefs versus the Colts. Now, yeah, just what I was thinking. Chiefs had a pretty decent practice this week, so we'll see what happens any given Sunday, right? But I'm going to say Chiefs by 35.
Absolutely. And that brings us to the Texans and the Bears. Whoa. Hold your horses there. This is going to be a barn burner. Absolutely not. More bad weather in Chicago, probably some more rain. That's going to lead for a home win for the Chicago Bears. Which leads me to the Jags and the Chargers. This is definitely going to be a scoring affair. This game's going to be different. This game is going to take strategy from both head coaches. However, Herbert is going to be dealing with that broken rib, the sore rib area. The Jags are trying to hit him as much as possible and get him to the ground. And the Chargers really don't have a home crowd being in LA. So I think the Jags are going to pull off the win. But hey, let me go grab the mic for these next two. Hey, thanks for following me over. The Los Angeles Rams and the Arizona Cardinals, and NFC West rivalry, always close. And seeing that the Raiders choked away that 20-0 halftime lead to the Arizona Cardinals, they're going to have a lot of confidence coming into this home game. And if the Rams D and special teams doesn't play better, and if they don't find a way to slow down Tyler, they're going to end up 1-2. But I'm going to go ahead and pick the Rams by 3, which leads us to the Niners and the Denver Broncos. Jiminy Christmas, this was a tough one for me to pick. That D of the Broncos has really stepped up, and if Russell Wilson and the offense can't get better, they're not going to win this game, and I don't think they are. Jimmy Garoppolo is now the starter. Those veterans on the Niners are going to be primed and playing hard for Jimmy G. They're going to make it really hard for Russ in that offense to move the ball, and I'm going to pick the Niners to win. What do you think about that Monday night matchup, Frills Daily, with the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Football Giants?
And to wrap up the week, we have the Giants versus the Dallas Cowboys on Monday Night Football. Are you ready for some football? Because that's what you're going to get. Two rivals that always play hard against each other. I think it's going to be a really close game. Even though the Cowboys don't have Dak right now, they're still looking pretty good without him. So I think the Giants can pull this one off. I think they'll keep it close. And I'm going to say Giants by 3.
Thank you for dropping into the Frills Daily Show. Please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Like, share, and follow. And tell your friends all about us. Also, check us out on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and iHeartRadio. The Frills Daily Show with your hosts, Frills Daily and Sean F. Smith. Thank you for watching, and please keep listening.